Right, today I'm going to use my mum's prawn curry recipe, and we'll start with the masala. That's the masala. It's made with some water and ground spices. It's got, in fact, a teaspoon of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of jeera, 3 teaspoons of coriander powder, 2 teaspoons of curry powder and chilli powder. There it is. I keep forgetting, I must make sure I get the picture in here. I'll have the recipe below the video. So I'll say again, it's all powder in there and then added with water. And when I come to add water for the cooking, I'll use the same cup again in order to rinse it out. Also, I've got here a pound of prawns. I don't normally use large prawns. I normally use these in a coconut kind of sauce, but I don't have them the normal prawns. I normally just use Atlantic freshwater prawns. See, Atlantic prawns, you know, the normals, not cocktail size prawns, larger than that, but not as large as large. I use them, a pound. I've also got in here about 4 or 5 garlic cloves, 2 chilies. You can use more or less as you want, and about 1.5 inches, 2 inches of ginger. And I'm going to grind that now. Okay, I'm also using curry leaves. Now, you don't put the stalks in, you peel them off and drop them in when you're at the relevant point. And I've got, in fact, ready to fry, and I'll show it now, is the onions, which I'm going to fry to light brown, then add the chopped ingredients to dark brown, and then I'll show you this as I go through the video. So at the moment I'll just switch everything on. I tend to do the onions a little bit hotter than the spices. I normally turn it down when I come to put the ground ginger and garlic and chilies in, because I don't like it getting too burnt or stuck to the bottom. Anyway, we'll come back in a minute. Right, I've fried these onions until they're, well, lightish brown. The one thing I didn't mention earlier on, I also have coriander. Unfortunately, the coriander I'd had for too long, so I've only got the pot plant one, which is that, and it's not all that great. If you get the shop bought ones, what I normally do when I come to make the stock or the curry sauce, I normally use the stalks in that and the leaves and all that near the end. Anyway, so that's now there. I'm now going to add the chopped ingredients. I don't know if you see that. There's the chopped ingredients. I've got to fry it all now till it's dark brown, then add the masala. So that's now mixed through. I always think the garlic and ginger often absorb oil, so sometimes, not every time, I add a little bit more oil. I wouldn't go too much with the oil though, because it makes the food a bit greasy. But anyway, there we go. So you've got to keep an eye on that though, because it goes very quick once it starts. So there we are. We'll come back to that. I wanted to show that the curry leaves, these often they come dried, in which case you just take a few of them. I had them in with the oh, look at that, that's what I mean, you've got to keep an eye on it, it's so quick. So turn that down a bit, the temperature, and put the curry leaves in, I don't know, 10 of them I suppose, depends on the size. I like curry leaves, so I add a bit more, but there we go. But a minimum 6 to 8 curry leaves. turned down the temperature. I should have said that earlier, because otherwise it sticks. I think I did say that earlier and didn't even do it myself. There you go. Good job, I'm not a professional cook. It's only for fun, really. And also, in the hope that somebody may get the benefit of really nice meals passed down through the family. Some of them I'm not sure whether any of them can be found in normal cookbooks. I've not looked. Oh, and while I'm dealing with the ingredients, I forgot to mention I've got 4 boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, which I'm going to add in at the end. I'll peel them, I cooked them this morning, and then add them into sauce at the end. They're all cooked, so you just matter warming them through and they're done. I'm going to do rice with it, and then I'm going to do some dal with it, and the dal I'll show you in a bit. Right, now that's, I'd say, a lot darker brown, as you can see. Now, the lighter your onions, the lighter the sauce. I like having my onions like that. Could have them darker if you wanted. Anyway, now I'm going to add the masala. Give it a quick stir. That goes in. And now I'm going to add more water to this. I'm adding another cup to use it all up. And now I've got to simmer this for about 15-20 minutes before we add the prawns and everything. So I'm going to move that to the other ring now because I'm going to do other things. Right, that's going over there. Put a lid on that so we don't lose too much of the moisture. There we go. That over there is a ramoska. Yeah, a ramoska. 400 watts that cooks on. Right, there's the prawn curry. It's been simmering for about 20 minutes. I'm now going to add the rest of the prawns to it, which are there. These are frozen, and I just thawed them out a bit with some water. And what I'm going to do is I'll just wait for those to heat through. These are cooked prawns. If they were uncooked prawns, you'd have to wait for them to change colour. Anyway, I'll put them back over there for the time being, and we'll come back to them later on. God, I'm getting really a bit old. You've got to put a dessert spoon of tomato puree in the same time as you add the prawns, really, or just before. Yeah, I don't know, it must be more than a tablespoon. Anyway, tablespoon, dessert spoon. There we go. I'll just stir that in a second. That's coming up to heat. And what I'm going to do whilst that's still cooking, I'm going to add chopped coriander, and here are half-boiled eggs, and I'm just going to carefully insert them. There's 4 hard-boiled eggs. There's 4 hard-boiled eggs because there's 2 of us, so 1 egg today and 1 egg tomorrow. Get them in there first, and what I do is I then put this curry over the top of them. Right. Oops. Right. And now what I do is I just take the curry and try and put it a little bit over the eggs so they're cooking in the juices for a little while. They are cooked, of course. Prawn and egg goes well together, as we all know, and this is a good example of that. So that's all in there. Get rid of the coriander. Right, I'll just show you that now a bit closer. That looks delicious. Right, that is the prawn curry cooked and ready to be served.